Hi, everybody. Let me just share screens, if that's okay. Okay, so very excited to be speaking to one of you or 10 of you, or not sure how many, just on our UX journey at NetFlorist. So I'm assuming everybody can see my screen. So really what I want to do is chat a little bit about how we think about UX, what is UX, and how we apply it at NetFlorist. I'm the MD of NetFlorist. I started the business 20 years ago. And we've often thought about UX, and we use tools to help us in that journey. I'm going to speak very basically, if that's okay. And don't worry about taking notes. It's not that kind of thing. What I want to give you all is a little bit of a taste of how we think about this. So, firstly, sorry. So firstly, just what is UX? So there are three names floating around in the market right now for it. The one is UI, which is user interface. The one is UX, which is user experience. And the other one is CRO, which is conversion rate optimization. Sorry, I've just been told my video is not on. I did turn it on, so let me try again. Apologies, everybody. Let me just stop sharing and do that again. It might work better. See? It's telling me, unfortunately, that the host has not allowed me to share. I'm just going to quickly message that. Sorry, everybody. Okay, let's see. I guess I'm the first one up, so I'm doing the teething problems. Oh, there you go. Fantastic. Okay. I'm taking the arrows for everybody. I don't mind that. Okay, so we should be good now. So what I was just talking about was the different definitions of UX, because you'll hear different things out there. And the one is UI. I hope you can all see my screen now. The one is UX, user experience. The other one is CRO, which is conversion rate optimization, which I'll explain now. But all of it really is to try and get a frictionless journey. So what does that mean? Is in all of our businesses, we want our customers to do something. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's to buy flowers in my business, to buy kitchen stuff in Andrew's business is coming on next, and other things, or to do a quote if you're an insurance company. Whatever that thing is that you want your customer to do, what you have to try and do is remove the friction in that journey. You have to make it as easy as possible for them to do that thing. And the reason why that's so much more important online than in physical retail is as follows. Is in physical retail, you drive somewhere. So if you picture yourself, it's a while ago for most of us, but if you picture yourself going to a shopping center and walking into a Pick and Pay, and you need to buy groceries, you need to buy Kellogg's, the chances of you going in to that Pick and Pay and not buying that Kellogg's is small. Because you took the effort to go there. But online, it's not like that. Online, if you're looking for flowers, we've got lots of competitors. You can open up 5 different websites. You don't have to leave your house. So the idea of removing friction in online is absolutely critical to make sure that the customer does what you want them to do, which is buy flowers, buy kitchen utensils, get a quote, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. So that's what the frictionless customer journey is. And these are the 3 definitions of what you'll hear in the market: UI, UX, CRO. It doesn't really matter. They're all kind of the same thing. Okay. So what I wanted to then explain, and I don't want to confuse anybody, so I'll try and be very simple with it, is there are a few metrics that we think about online that are key metrics. So the first is a conversion rate. So I've just got at the top there that Jeff Bezos says he trusts God, but everybody else needs to bring data. And the more you move online, the more data is going to become absolutely critical to you. The first metric is a conversion rate. So you'll probably hear that a lot. Don't let it scare you. It's the simple idea of the people that come to your website, how many people do what you want them to do. So we're going to talk about e-commerce, so we're going to talk about buying. So in our website, if we have 100 people that come to our website, 12 buy on average. And that is a conversion rate. So our conversion rate in our business, on average, is 12%. The next stat that I'm just going to talk about a little bit is something called the bounce rate, which is of the people that come to your website, how many people don't do anything and just leave. So it's equivalent in physical retail of walking into a shop, not even looking around, just walking out. So they came to your homepage, if on our website, they didn't click on a single thing and they just left. And those two metrics are very important metrics in the life of an e-commerce company, because obviously of the amount of people that come to your website, you desperately want as many of them to buy as possible. So in order to know how many are buying, you have to have that stat. So at the moment, ours is 12%. It moves around a bit and we try different things, obviously, to grow it. And then inverse is the bounce rate of the people that come to our site. We want them to engage. We want them to click on something. If they're looking for flowers for Mother's Day, we want them to click on that link. So if they don't click on anything and they leave, the higher that number is, the less engaging clearly our homepage, which is mostly what a bounce rate is, the less engaging our homepage was. So we're trying to make our homepage more and more engaging all the time so people don't bounce off it, that they go somewhere on our site. And just lastly on this slide, I just want to talk about A/B testing, which is a very important tool for testing price. So again, I'm going to give you quite a bit of information. Don't write anything down. I'm just trying to whet your appetite for the different kind of tools that are available online that are going to help you build your e-commerce site, if that's why you've joined this webinar. So we have a particularly interesting scenario in our business. We create most of our own product. We don't resell really many people's products. So that's an interesting challenge for us, because the question is, what do we price what we sell? So if I just show you an example of this. So up in the corner, you'll see on the screen we call them cupcakes in a jar. We have our own bakery and we sell cupcakes in a jar. Now, nobody else in South Africa sells that particular product. It's not patting ourselves on the back. We just came up with something different and we're selling it. So now, if a lot of people are going to buy that product and they've never seen it before, the question is, what should we price it at? Now, if 100 other people are selling that product, then you don't really have a choice. Then that product has a price in the market, and that is what it is. You're selling ink cartridges. You don't have much variability on what to price that product at. But if you're selling something almost nobody else sells, then you've got to set the price. And the question is, how do you set that price? So what we do is we use a tool called Google Analytics. In fact, a lot of our metrics on our site come from this tool called Google Analytics, and it's a free tool. So if anybody is thinking of having an analytics tool on their website, analytics means just the data of your website, I would recommend Google because it's free. It won't be that simple to set up. You're going to need somebody to help, I'm afraid. It'll take a bit of time, a week or two. You'll have to hire somebody who knows how to set up Google Analytics. But once they've set it up, it's free for you, and you can get a whole lot of information. So this is one of the tools inside Google Analytics that we use a lot, and it's called an A/B test. Often hear about this online, even offline now, is an A/B test. In other words, you've got different scenarios, and you want to know which of your customers are going to respond better or worse to different scenarios. So here's a classic example. When we launched this product, we didn't know what to price it at. So we put it on our site, and we used Google's technology, which is called A/B testing, and we basically gave this product 3 different prices. And you'll see it here at the bottom. There's the original price that we thought we should sell it at. I think that was about $2.99. We had a low price at $1.99, and then we had a high price at about $3.99. And what we do is we then offer this for sale. And what Google does is, it's very cool, is every third person, they show a different price. So person A sees the $1.99, person B the $2.99, person C the $3.99. And then what they do is they show us in real time of the people that have clicked. So on the original price, which was 460 Rand, our conversion rate on that was 4.7%. On the low price, it was 8%, and on the high price, it was 5%. So in this scenario, just the maths work out that if we wanted to sell this at the lower price, we would make more money. Just this happened to be this experiment, but it's often that the lower price doesn't win. Often people want to pay more for something because they perceive it to be more value. The problem is that you don't know. And that's why this kind of tool here just removes gut. Just takes gut completely out of the equation. My gut on this was people would want to pay a slightly higher price because they would perceive it to be better value, and that wasn't the case. So my gut isn't worth much anymore, now that we've got a whole lot of data. We can use tools like this to understand. So again, I'm just going to revise the slide. This is an A/B test. We're trying to understand what price to sell something in the market that very few or nobody else sells. So we can define the price. We can be the price setter. And the way that we do that is we use this tool inside Google Analytics. Google Analytics has many tools inside it. One of them is price testing, A/B testing. And we use that tool to understand what is the optimal price that we should sell this product as. And we do this for many, many products that we sell on our site where we don't have a gut on what that thing should sell for. Okay, so that's Google Analytics and A/B testing. Okay. So now I just want to get a little bit more granular about data. So in our business, we look at a lot of data. One of the data, as I said, is conversion rate, which is the overall stat of the people that come to our website, how many people buy. Then we've got another stat, and this is what I'm going to be speaking about for the next 6 minutes that I've got, is our what we call our goal funnel or our basket. So most of you will know that an online system has a basket. You add something to basket, and then you go buy that. So we have a separate stat that says of the people that add something to our basket, what percentage buy. So there you'll see at the top, there's a basket summary. So in this particular time frame, there were 44,000 people who added something to basket. And at the end of it, 23,000 of them actually bought that product. And so that's a 49 or 50% goal funnel rate. That's what we call it. Again, of the people that put something into the basket, how many converted? And we have half. So we lose people along the way. People who add to basket don't always buy. And you'll see this on your e-commerce journey. You think, great, they've put in the basket, now they're going to buy. Well, there are reasons why they don't buy along the road, and we want to try and remove that friction. So we increase this 50% to higher, and we'll make more money. So again, these are some of the stats. I'm not going to go into them in detail, but it's our, what we call our goal funnel of the people who add to basket, how many people buy. Okay. So we started changing some things to play around with this. So one of the things in our site was our add to basket was below the fold. The fold is the screen that you can see, and we had it below the fold. So we wanted to understand if that's affecting people, if they're not scrolling down to see it. So we added some tech to our business, and we did the scroll function. I've just got a video for you, where you can see here the add to basket stays at the top of the screen. No matter where you go up and down, the add to basket stays there. So this is where UX starts to become a science and not an art. So I thought that this would be a good idea. So I deployed it, but how would I know? So Google Analytics comes to the rescue is after we deployed this, of the people that got to that page, before 80% would add to basket, and now 83% added to basket. And that's all we changed. We changed a simple thing. We just made the button float instead of it being below the fold. And we got a 3 percentage point, which is about 5%, but a 3 percentage point improvement in add to basket. So that was a tick. So that is the UX journey. We want to try and make something easier for our customers. We change something and we measure it, and we understand whether that change has been good or not, because our gut isn't worth much. Okay, so here is a tool, Google Analytics, that allows us, gives us the data, so we can change something on our site and we can understand the data. Here's something where my gut was completely off. So once we made that change, we had a whole lot of information here, which is where you are able to add an upsell. In our business, we sell flowers, and then you can add chocolates and all sorts of things. So my view is that this page was too cluttered. There was too much going on in this page. So I wanted to remove those upsells and put them on a separate page, which is what I did. I added a separate page in the business because I thought many more people would want to add upsells on a separate page, a nice dedicated page. So more people would get through this page, and also we'd sell more upsells. So that was my gut. So we did that. And this is kind of what it looked like. It's a little video you got on a separate page. You decided if you wanted to add something, and you kind of scrolled between balloons or whatever you did, and then you added it and off you went. So I was very excited about this. I thought for sure the data would show that not only would more people get through the basket pages, but they'd add more. And we put the message on the card there. So I was wrong. This is our upsells page. And before I made the change, well, these are upsells. We had 84% engagement with upsells. And after I made the change, we had 81%. So now I'm stuck. Now I had a gut that was wrong, and I don't know why it was wrong. So here's the last tool I'm going to speak about. So if I'm overwhelming you, it's the last tool. So far we've spoken about Google Analytics and price testing. And then we've spoken about making changes on your page and then using Google Analytics to understand the data, whether it's improved or gone worse. So here's one more piece of information. Up until now, we've been doing what's called quantitative, which is numbers, which is the number of the thing, the data. But here I've got a problem. It's gone worse, and I don't understand why. I want to understand why, because maybe I can improve it and run the test again. So here we use a tool in our business. I think it costs $29 a month. It's a very, very cheap tool. It's called Hotjar, and we take videos. So here is a customer. You can see this little yellow ball floating around, and this is a customer. We had 100 of these videos that we had to watch to understand what they did on this page. So you can see here, I mean, by the end of this video, it's going to look like a bowl of spaghetti. What we understood from this page is that for whatever reason, our customers found this on a separate page actually too overwhelming. There was just too much information on here. What I thought was going to be easier for our customers was not easier. You can see it looks like they're having some kind of panic attack. And eventually they don't add anything and they move along to the next screen. So we went back to our original way of thinking. We put it back on what we call the product page. We put the upsells back there, which is where they sit today. And my gut was wrong, and I could understand from the data and then watching the video, which is, by the way, watching the video is called qualitative. It's the quality of the information. It's the stuff that sits behind the data. I could watch the video and understand my thinking was wrong. Customers found it neater, easier to understand on that previous page. And on this page, it was just too overwhelming. They couldn't get through it. So I just want to emphasize as much as I can that customers, you've got to make the process frictionless. You've got to remove all obstacles in the way of a customer to buy from you. When they go to a physical store, they're already there. The chances are they're going to buy something. It's a hassle to get into their car and go somewhere else. Online, that isn't the case at all. It's as easy as opening another browser and going to another website to find what they're looking for. And my last slide, which is what in these days is more relevant than ever, which is my favorite quote, which is Alvin Toffler, who says that we're illiterate if we can't learn, unlearn, and relearn. And that is the UX journey of understanding what your customers want, keep understanding, changing it, testing it, etc. And hopefully in that way, you'll have the best possible e-commerce site you can have. I think my time's up, everybody. Thank you, and stay safe.